you were a paid regular, which is fantastic. It's one of those things that most people listen to this might not know, but being a paid regular is really hard to do. One, you got to be funny. Two, you got to be, on time and all this other shit, and you got to continually show up and put out good stuff. So it's something that's very, very difficult. What was it like meeting Mitzi Shore? You didn't know I was going to go that deep, did you?
You know what? She was a character. I will say that. But I will say this for Mitzi Shore. You know, different people may have different impressions of her, but she was first and foremost a businesswoman, and she was a very shrewd businesswoman. And she was a businesswoman in a male-dominated business, so she really had to be tough as nails, and she was. She was a tough chick. But I will say this to her as well about her as well was that at the time when I was there were like two big clubs were the Improv and the Comedy Store. You either worked one or the other, but if you were big enough, I guess you could cross the fence and work both. You know, if you were like a Jay Leno or somebody like that. But normally, people worked one or the other. Now, the Improv was known mainly for monologists. You know, the guy that would get up there and just do observational humor and just stand in one spot and just, did you ever notice that when the sky is blue, the rest of the cloud, that kind of thing, right? You know, everybody wanted to come out there, and it's like it was a place that birthed Jerry Seinfeld. So you see all these Seinfeldian dudes with their little jeans and their little sweaters, and they come out and they look like teachers' assistants or professors or something. They do their little observations one after another, after another, after another. Those type of guys. And I had a casting director tell me once, like she went to the Improv with just scout new talent, and she said she just saw these guys come on one after another, sounding and looking alike, and she got bored as hell.
Yeah.
This is from a casting director. Now at the Comedy Store, any given night in the main room, you can see a variety of different things. You may see a monologist, you may see a Seinfeld guy, but you may see an impressionist, you may see a prop comic, you may see a guy just doing all kind of crazy stuff with a screen in the back. I mean, it was more of a show.
Yeah.
You see, and that's what I liked about Mitzi Shore, and that's what I always appreciated about Mitzi Shore is that she knew how to put on a show. That was a big room for one thing. You had to really fill that room up with people that you knew was going to maintain and hold that audience. It was almost like a Vegas style showroom, the main room in the Comedy Store. But
Mhm.
even though it was three rooms in there, but even in the other rooms, you see a variety of different people. And if I were paying my money to come out, get off the street and see somebody to be entertained, that's what I would definitely prefer the Comedy Store
Yeah.
because you got more of a variety and you saw all types of comedy. You saw character comics like Dice Clay and Sam Kinison. You saw just straight up normal middle of the road mainstream safe comics. I mean, you saw everything in that. And when I say everything, I do mean everything. I mean, it was like a three-ring circus literally in there. So I would say that Mitzi Shore, when I met her, she was a very intimidating presence to a lot of people. She intimidated me a little bit, but once I got to know her, she became like this grandmotherly kind of, figure.
Yeah.
And I just admired her brilliance as far as spotting talent because she knew, she had an incredible eye. You know?
That's cool,